Exactly, Maya. Greetings, friends. Salutations from Earth. One of the last times I will be broadcasting from this walk that Maya and I take every day. That's not to say we won't continue walking. That's just to say soon we'll be doing that on different streets because we are moving. And I'm really feeling it in my heart. The moon is my time lady this year, according to our wonderful counting technique called annual profections. And I always advise clients when the moon steers a year to know that they're likely to feel high and low and be extremely tidal and all that. Of course, it's a great year to learn how to be a father of a beautiful moon baby. But, you know, that deep feeling of home. And I know in my heart now, home is wherever this Yanni being is, no doubt. And, you know, I've learned so many things, and I know so many numbers and cycles and I don't know, practices and such, but my memory of my life is not too detailed. So one challenging thing about leaving this home is it's kind of all I know. Certainly all I know in being a dad of a baby, not in being a stepdad-ish. So I don't think it's going to take me too long in our new space to like recalibrate and have that be what I know. But there's also so many things about the home that we are leaving that I refuse to forget. So, I mean, fortunately, I now have a record of walking around this neighborhood and babbling live to YouTube like this. And in the last many months, with a little lammy strapped to my chest. But you know, like really tuning into the power of the moon. And so moon is right now at home, we say, in the sign of Cancer, but out of bounds. And actually, I was inspired to start this video, though Maya's saying we should stop soon. Because the dog just went out of bounds. And she's usually such a good walker, especially in this neighborhood, but she just ran across the street. So she should be on this leash. It's tricky because Maya needs to hold it. And that's going to be a thing in our new neighborhood. And you don't need to hear all that. But I was like, well, what in me is out of bounds? Yeah, and some of this is like, just like reclaiming the essence for breaking out. Going beyond, trying something new, exploring uncharted territory, like just be there, just love that, you know. Like that's also a habit I like to have. Oh baby, what's up? What's going on? But this morning as I'm changing her, she's standing on the bed and we're staring out this window, this amazing view from our place, and watching a falcon hunt. You know, it's so good. But our new space will be so great. Anyway, a thing that I want to make sure I share with you before I give all of my attention to this wonderful babe and dog, is that Constellations, the School of Astrology's membership group, is kind of being renewed for year 2, which is really starting with this Beltane. Blessings to you. And I've decided that it's time to really deep dive the planets an orbit. I'm always looking for information I can teach. Honey, what do you need? Do you want Izzy's leash? Okay. I'm always looking for classes, information I can teach that will activate students who are new to this cosmic curriculum, but also completely inspire the seasoned sages. And I want to take journeys and not just teach everything in some 3-day workshop. You know, when the planets were introduced to me, I was on a 3-day retreat. And it wasn't just the planets, it was the planets and the signs and the quote unquote houses. I say that because the houses were taught just like, you know, the first is basically Aries and the fifth is basically Leo. And I don't think so. Signs and houses are very different things, but it's nice to start with a simple symbolic code. That being said, astrology is so much more than some symbolic language alone. Astrology is the poetic breath of nature. So we really need to spend some time with the sun and the moon and the planets in our sky, especially those that we can experience with the naked eye. So anyway, I'm really excited in Constellations this year. We're gonna take 10 months to journey through the planets, starting with this month of May. Baby, what's going on? Did you need to say something? Starting with this month devoted to the sun, and then we'll move to the moon, then to the earth. Who teaches the earth? Who explores the earth? We do, all of us, right? And then the lunar nodes and Mercury, Venus, Mars, and outwards we go. Including 1 month where we'll focus on those that we can't see with our naked eye, helping us break beyond the limits of our sight. In that way, going out of bounds, you know? So the big change that's happening in Constellations is my beloved, my baby mama, Scorpiana, Zaharia, is coming on board to co-lead the journey with me. And I'm so happy about that because, well, I can focus on the mysteries, including the just deeply embodied astronomy and practices for connecting with these beings in our sky and getting to know them in our own personal language, each of us, and to convey the mysteries through other practices of the sacred sciences like sacred geometry and musical harmony, number magic, but also through the storytelling and kind of some, you know, advanced astrological considerations. Together, we're also going to be presenting like the most basic information, which of course is the most advanced, right? It's as simple as a flower, and that's a complicated thing. But Anna's also going to be holding space for folks' intentions and really aligning to these energies personally, you know, and cultivating that relationship. And speaking of, it's time for me to tend fully to this baby. Sorry, it's taken me so long. Check out Constellations, friends. Just check out GeminiBrett.com. You can click the Constellations community tab or go to GeminiBrett.com/join. You have 10 days if you want to give it a try at the founder's rate, which is $16 a month. You can leave anytime. We're going up to $22 per month on May 11th after our first class, our journey to the sun, which will be Saturday, May 10th, 9 a.m. Pacific. Anna and I will kind of connect with the planetary archetype in the first week every month. Second week, Anna will host a coaching corner, coaching circle. Third week, I'll be deep diving the mysteries. And then the fourth week, a Q&A. And in between, all sorts of peer-led, regularly scheduled community discussions and study groups. Because we're not alone. Fellowship is so important. So, Danielle, I see that you're joining Constellations now. Amazing. We'll see you in there. See you on Saturday, May 10th, and especially in some of the community discussions where everybody who wants to be is on screen and can share their voice and their wisdom and their insights and their experiences, because it takes many, many, many stars to form a constellation. See you in space, friends. Say bye-bye, my. Bye-bye.